Okay, we're back with another episode of High Rated Edison, and today we have Major Valley on 869 versus Cow 23 on 1025 ratings. So Cow inside the top 200, Major Valley just outside the top 200. Again, these replays are from a week or two ago, just going through the vault while we wait for the kind of rating reset to level out. So opening hands are limiter removal, green, yellow, starlight, and compulse. Compulse, morphing jar, wobblecoo, prisma, starlight, and wobblecoo. So this is probably glads. Although it's interesting to see morphing jar and glads. I guess that kind of works. They can run out of their hand pretty quickly. And this is gadgets, probably solidarity if they're playing a limiter removal. But we'll find out. Let's see how Glads wants to start us off. Just going to set morphing jar, set all four back row and bars. Yeah, I mean, you've got the starlight back there. Are you feeling okay about that? Red gadget going to come down now. That's going to add yellow gadget. Let's see if they pick up on the fact that could be morphing jar. They do. Wow. That's an insane read from Cal. Yeah, I don't know if I read that. Ever. You just don't really see morphing jar that much, you know. That's kind of my point. If I see a player open up like this, I kind of assume it's Black Wings and they've got like a Starlight, yeah, a couple of Icarus attacks and like a Dust Tornado or something, or like an MST set, and this is like a Vayu, and they're just trying to like threaten you without threatening you. Or I think it's just like this kind of, you would never heavy storm into 4, right? So maybe it's just a bit of like a bluff game. But yeah, Cal reading really well. That's a morphing jar. They're going to attack in now. Yeah, pitch the prisma. Okay, let's see what. I'll just do the whole hands together. Okay, so it's bottomless, Equest, Bestiary, Laquari, and Test Tiger. Solidarity, heavy, starlight, solidarity, and red. Wow, the heavy storm there is kind of crazy. Main 2, they're going to summon, sorry, they're going to play Solidarity, set the Starlight. So back rows as a reminder, this is Starlight, Compulse, Wobblecoo, Wobblecoo. This is Starlight, Limiter, Starlight, and Compulse. Pass in, draw for turn is the Solemn. It's so funny that because Cal made an insane read, they've got 3 extra back row in rotation right now. Which is kind of terrifying when your back row doesn't do anything with it. Okay, they're just going to set the Solemn, set the Equest, pass. Draw for turn is green, a little bit unfortunate. But green is going to come out and add red. Yeah, red going to get in. That's going to get met with Wobblecoo. Going to reveal that it's the Equest all along. Summon the Mamillo and pop the green. Yep. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was just getting confused there because obviously this goes at the end of battle phase, but yeah, it was Wobblecoo, so it doesn't matter if they attack with green. Draw for turn there is the Compulse. They're going to summon the Bestiary out, use both of those for a Gyzerus. Now does Major make another big brain call and only target one? They've targeted Solidarity. No, unfortunately they've targeted Compulse as well, which is going to trigger the Starlight, which is going to trigger the Solemn. Okay. Fine trade. Fine trade. They're going to get in with the Gyzerus. That's going to make a Sam Knight and a Secutor. A Laquari and a Secutor. They're going to set the Bottomless, set the Compulse, and pass. This is Starlight Limiter still. Pass. Draw for turn is D-Prison. You'd be... oh, no. I was just about to say you'd be tempted to use the Heavy Storm, but you definitely wouldn't. I guess if you've seen Solemn go, maybe you'd be feeling safe enough to use the Heavy Storm, but that Solemn was set after they set 4. It was set here after they set 4, so you would imagine that there was something among the 4 that could help, and unfortunately there is. It's the Starlight Road. So that's going to bring out the Stardust, and yeah, Cal is just going to scoop it up. Makes sense. They're just too far behind at that point. Okay, going into game number 2 now. So opening hands are Solemn, Hoplamus. Nice, this is clever. Hoplamus is 21, and the gadgets when they gain 800, I think only green can beat it, right? So that is a clever side deck or card left in main deck. Starlight, Bottomless, and Laquari. On this side they got Trap Dust Shoot, Deep Prison, Smashing, Green, Red, and Starlight. So they're going to summon out the red, add the yellow. Yeah, then they're going to probably set all 3 of these traps. Yeah, they do. And pass. Draw for turn is Test Tiger. They're going to see the hand with their Dust Shoot now and put that straight back. Yeah. Going to set the Hoplomous now, which they're now going to see coming. Set the Solemn, set the Bottomless, and set the Starlight. Wow. Can we have one turn where someone sets less than 3 cards, please? Pass. Draw for turn is Machine of Force. They're going to summon out the yellow. Yellow is going to add green. Yeah. Red is going to go in now. That's going to reveal that it was the Hoplomous that they knew about. Feels a little bit irresponsible they're doing it, but yeah, whatever. Sam Knight coming out now. They're going to main 2, Smashing Ground that, and pass. Draw for turn is Dust. They're going to slam the Laquari down. Attempt to go in. Deep Prison, Solemn. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Major Valley is very willing to Solemn. Going to make Bestiary now. And that's going to get rid of the Starlight Road. Sets the Deep Prison, sorry, Dust Tornado, and pass. This is Starlight, Bottomless, Dust. And they've just drawn into the Gear Frame. Okay, Gear Frame is good though. So Gear Frame can add the Fortress. Fortress can pitch itself with the green. Yep, that's going to get met with a Bottomless. But this does put you on the biggest monster on field, which can get over the Bestiary. This is nice. Because this is Dust and this is Starlight. This is actually quite good for Cal. Pass. Draw for turn is Bottomless, and yeah, Major is just going to scoop it up. Okay. Cool game so far. Cool games. Let's see how game 3 goes. Opening hands, Deep Prison, yeah, Horn of Heaven, nice. I was hoping we'd see this. Really liking this card in gadgets. We've seen the R-Bet topping gadget list was playing 3 of these, which is pretty cool. Yeah. If you've never seen this before, it's a counter trap. When a monster would be summoned, tribute 1 monster, negate that summon, and if you do destroy that monster, really good with gadgets because you don't really care about tributing those, they replace themselves. So you're all good with getting rid of a gadget or 2 to negate a summon. Really cool. Smashing Ground, Royal Oppression, and Red. And then on this side they've got Deep Prison, Chariot, Secutor, a bit unfortunate, Starlight Road, Bottomless, and Prisma. I'll start with the Secutor set 4. Jesus. I guess Secutor is a Glad Beast name, so you now know your opponent's got a Chariot down. Interesting to see how they play this out. They've drawn Gear Frame. I think you have to Smashing Ground before you summon anything, basically. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they do that. They do read that. The Smashing Ground comes down. Gear Frame comes out. That's going to grab Fortress. And they're going to get in with the Gear Frame. That's going to do 18 damage. They're going to set. They set Deep Prison, Horn, and Oppression. I actually think, yeah, you could use Horn with Gear Frame as well, actually. You probably don't care that much if it's added Fortress. Pass. Draw for turn is Dust. They're going to set that and pass. Draw for turn is Yellow. Red coming out now. Red grabbing Yellow. And they're going to get in. So 13 successful, 18 successful. Pass. Draw for turn is another copy of Prisma. This is rough now. They're going to mill the Laquari and just pass. Draw for turn is a Bottomless. They're going to summon the other yellow. Going to grab a green. Gear Frame attempt to get in. That's going to get met with a Deep Prison, and that's going to stop the battle phase because these are both weenies. Sets the Bottomless, and that's going to get Dust Tornadoed in end phase. Pass. Draw for turn is a Sam Knight. Yeah, they can use this now, so they can use Bestiary, set the Sam Knight, and then Contact Fuse here for Gyzerus. Gyzerus attempt to hit the back rows. Yeah, but that is just going to get met with the Horn of Heaven. That's so rough. Yeah, the Major Valley's just going to scoop it up. Yeah, I mean, that's huge, right? That Horn of Heaven's so good. Yeah, I mean, if you can Horn of Heaven like a Gyzerus, which is a lot of investment, especially in this situation for Major to make, and that they were kind of relying on clearing the back row and then transforming into something else, that is just huge. Yeah, wow. What a good display of how oppressive this card can be. And yeah, you can't react to it. You've got nothing to react to it with. It's a counter trap as well, so you know, gets around trap stun. Just really cool card to see. I picked up a playset of secret rare copies of these. after I saw it for the first time, played in Gadgets, because I just knew this would be a hell of a card. I know some people aren't, as convinced yet, but it feels really strange seeing like a Gadget deck play like triple Solidarity, triple Horn. It's a lot of stuff that if you're not, playing, then it feels like it's a win more. But actually, this is just such a good card for Gadgets. Not a lot to say about the match. Yeah, Glad Beasts did some impressive Glad Beast things. Really unfortunate to open up Secutor game 3 when going first. That is just really rough. But aside from that, they did Gladiator Beast things. We've all seen that deck play before. This Gadget deck, yeah, pretty cool. Always cool to see Gadgets. Always good to see like some nice, clean, Stratoses, weedy Stratoses, just make their way to be so oppressive. Not a whole lot to say. I think Horn of Heaven's cool. Even in this situation, though, they had kind of the Royal Oppression, the D-Prison. They were probably winning this game. Regardless of the Horn of Heaven, they were probably winning the game, although the Horn of Heaven did just save to like itself, and I think the Oppression was the other target. Really cool match though. Good for Cal, being able to take down a serious contender deck like Glad Beasts with this Gadget deck, and if they're using that all the way up to where they are now, it's clearly something that they think is pretty good and is performing quite well. Glad Beast is funny as a deck. It just kind of is the better advantage deck usually in the format. I think Glad's is like interesting because it's the best slowly accrue resources and just grind your opponent out of the game deck. But actually in this situation, we just saw Gadgets really kind of accelerate, always put a pace on and just never slowed down, and they were able to win it out in the end. So really cool match. Good to see Gadgets on top again.